welcome back to another video. My name is Caitlin, and today we are making chocolate beer cupcakes. So today's recipe is for people who want to impress someone without putting a whole lot of effort in, or if you can't put a whole lot of effort in, if you don't have the time. But you want something that will impress the person you're trying to impress and, make Valentine's Day this year ultra special. So this recipe is super simple. It involves a box mix. I grabbed the one that was cheapest at my store. It involves most of a beer. You're going to want to choose something that's dark, something like a porter. The trick with the beer is choosing something that is dark and very flavorful. This one here happens to have notes of chocolate and coffee. We're making chocolate cupcakes, and coffee always goes well with cupcakes, or chocolate, sorry. That is what I'm looking for. I'm choosing the beer to put in the cupcakes. You want something that's going to complement the flavors. So before we get started, Instagram, follow me. Sometimes I post really cool things. Also, like and subscribe. I feel like I'm not a YouTuber if I don't do that. So I've done it. There we go. You're welcome. You didn't ask, but now you have it. So, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is to put the entire pouch of cake mix into a bowl. Then you're going to mix in a cup and a quarter. Make sure you pour slowly when you're pouring the beer, otherwise you're going to end up with more foam than beer. But a cup and a quarter of the beer. To 3 eggs. And then a half a cup of melted butter, and in this recipe I'm using Country Crock, so it's a vegan butter. And then you're going to want to mix it all together. Don't mix too hard because the beer once again will foam up and just create chaos, but you do want to get everything mixed all the way through. Alright, so we have our batter all mixed, and there is a little beer left over, so that is mine, or yours if you're making one at home. Our next step is to take a quarter measuring cup, and you're just going to want to put it into the batter and fill each of the wells. Now in the wells I have put a liner, so that way it doesn't stick. It's not like muffins. These do stick because there's so much sugar in them. So you want to fill each of the wells up. Sometimes it takes a little bit more because the batter does kind of get everywhere and stick. Sometimes you can just fill up a little bit higher. There we go. You want to, the gauge here is 2/3 of the way full. So before we get these in the oven, of course I made a mess, so you're going to want to remove the little bits of spill that you have created. Unless you didn't spill, and then power to you, because I'm never that neat when I'm cooking. But there we go. Alright, so now these go into a 350-degree preheated oven, and they should go in somewhere between 15 and 19 minutes. It really comes down to whatever your package instructions say. Mine say between 15 and 19, so I'm going to go in for like 16 and we'll check them and we'll see. So I'll see you back here once they are done and cooled. Alright, so cupcakes are baked and they're cool and they're ready. So now it comes down to icing. We can either make our own or we can buy store-bought at this point. Whatever you guys feel comfortable with, go for it. However, if you still want to make icing, here's an awesome recipe for buttercream. It also includes no dairy, so that's good for me. Hopefully it's good for you guys. If you guys want to use real butter and real milk, go for it. It won't really impact this. I've never seen much of a difference. So I have 2 sticks of room temperature butter that I'm going to put into my mixer. And they are almost too mushy. Ugh, there we go. 1. And we'll just be careful when I handle them. Ooh. And I'm going to put 1/3 cup of cocoa powder in. With just those 2 ingredients in there, we're going to want to turn on our mixer, just on low to get them kind of mixed together. It has a lot of powdery ingredients and not a lot of wet ingredients, so if you turn on the mixer and all of the wet or all of the dry ingredients are in there, it's just going to be a big cloud of dust. We're also going to add, at this point, a cup of powdered sugar. Now I'm only going to do half of the cup now, mix a little bit, and then add half the cup again. For the same reason I told you. I don't want it flying all over my kitchen. feel free to add another half cup. We're going to add 2 cups in total, so another half cup and then mix and then another half cup after that. At this point, I'm going to add just a splash, like literally a splash of milk. So if you're going to measure, probably a teaspoon of milk. We really don't want that much. It's just to loosen up a little bit so it's a little easier to spread. Alright, so our next step, and I kind of went ahead because I didn't realize my camera wasn't filming, so I'm sorry. You take a gallon Ziploc and you cut the corner off and you put a piping nozzle through inside the bag into that corner. And then you fill the bag with icing and you give it a little twist. So that's how we got to where I am right now. Then, so how we pipe a cupcake, or how we pipe the icing onto the cupcake, is we just give the bag a squeeze and we let that icing come out. And you go nice and slow so that way you can really control it. And you build up that spiral like you would on an ice cream cone, and then you give it a little poof. There we go. Alright, so it's time for decorating, because these look nice, but I think they would look even prettier if they had a little bit of decorations on them. So I found some things that I think would be really good for decorations, but don't make you go out of your way. These were something similar to it can be found at Walmart, and these are just chocolate chips. So I'm going to start with putting a couple chocolate chips just strategically onto the cupcake. I'd say limit yourself. Don't over decorate. Don't be a 5-year-old and stuff things all over these cupcakes. You know, do like 5 or 6 chocolate chips and call it a day. I'm going to do 7. Maybe I'm a 5-year-old. And then I'm going to do a sprinkle of the red sugar because it's Valentine's Day, and pink and red say I love you. And then just for a contrast, I found these little white balls that I really like, that I think are cute. We're just going to pour a little bit of that over top as well. Alright, so here they are, they're done, and I hope everyone has a wonderful Valentine's Day. If you make them, drop me a comment below, tell me how they went, and if your significant other, partner, friend, whatever, whoever you made them for likes them. Other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching this video, and bye!